What's going on, everyone? Pat Infante, www.eat4abs.com. And today's video, I wanted to talk to you about the diet mindset. The diet mindset is something that you need to have going into a period of weight loss. There's a couple pillars of weight loss I like to call, but even before we get to that, there's a few things you just gotta know going into it. One, there's going to be times where you're going to be hungry. If you're not hungry at all, you're not dieting and you're not losing weight. Okay, I'm going to be just completely honest with you. At times, you're going to be hungry and you're going to have to be comfortable in that ultimately. And to tell you the truth, it'll actually get easier as time goes on. Secondly, you're going to have cravings. You're going to be in places, the supermarket, and see things that you really like. And you just kind of need to be motivated or disciplined and just walk away from those things and keep it moving. There's going to be days where you just don't feel like continuing, but you're going to have to push through those tough days. Those are just some of the basics that you just got to understand going into it. Now, as far as what I like to call the 5 pillars of dieting, number one and the first step is inspiration, right? You have to be inspired. There has to be a reason as to why you want to make a change. Whether that's because you realize that you're just out of shape or you see somebody in shape and you're saying, oh, wow, it would be great. I want to be as healthy as them. I want to look like that. Maybe it's an event, a wedding, a vacation, which oftentimes when they're weddings and vacations, right after the event is over, things do revert back. But that's the first step, inspiration. You need to be inspired. Now, once you have inspiration, what do you do with that? Well, now you have to be motivated and you have to set a goal. What is the ultimate goal? Where are you trying to end up? And you need to be, again, motivated. You got to turn that motivation into the first step, starting. You're motivated, it's day one, let's go. From there, I would say the next pillar is commitment to execute, meaning you need to be committed. You're inspired. Now you're motivated. Motivation's only going to take you so far. Now you just got to be dead on committed, and you got to be committed to executing your plan that you set to take on this journey of weight loss. Now from there, pretty much it's execution. However long it takes, you need to just write a plan, hire a coach, and just stick to the plan and trust the process, essentially. There's going to be times where inspiration, motivation, and your commitment is waning, so to say. And those times is where the most important factor comes in. And that is discipline and willpower, okay? And the reason why that's the most important is because there's times that you say you have a family event to go to, and everyone's going to just throw this super fattening dessert in your face because everything's got to be an eating event in this country. If it's a holiday, if it's a gathering, everything for some reason has to be centered around a meal, which could be good, could be bad. Oftentimes it's a high calorie meal, but then ultimately that super high calorie, lavish dessert, which I don't understand personally. I don't think that's completely necessary. Just to find excuses to have large desserts that are somewhat unnecessary. But those are times when discipline and willpower is going to have to take over. You see that, you want that. If you have some of that, it's going to set you off. Well, you need to just internalize your discipline and willpower. And when you get through that moment, that will be one of the most powerful pieces of the entire equations, because that'll bring you back to motivation. And you will be super motivated. You will be excited. Like, I did it. I didn't crack. I accomplished something, and I made it through that situation that I could have easily messed up and would have messed up in other past times that I was dieting. Discipline and willpower is just so important. It can't be overlooked. And I'm going to shoot it straight with you. That's where most people fail. If you fail on your diet, usually it's discipline and willpower. People don't have a problem being inspired. People don't have a problem being motivated. People could get going with the commitment, but it's the discipline and willpower during the tough times, because every diet is going to have tough times. There is no easy diet. You will be hungry. You will be in situations where you want to eat that high calorie food, but you know you shouldn't. And then if you do, that might just set you off and say, you might just be like, yeah, the hell with it. And that's it. And that's usually how people fail. But I would say to you, turn those moments of where extreme discipline is needed into a challenge, get through that moment, put it in the rearview mirror, and that will be the ultimate empowerment and motivation to continue on and continue down the path. You get through a couple of those things and you will feel unstoppable. The scale will be dropping, and ultimately what's going to end up happening, and you won't even realize it, but things will just become habit. And once they become habit, the scale keeps dropping, you hit your goal, you are a success. You completed your goal. Now, what you do once you reach that goal gets a little complicated. How you can start to walk your calories back up again, but ultimately you need to live a healthy lifestyle. At that point, once you've lost the weight you wanted to lose, yeah, you could reintroduce some foods and manage them by times of periods of calorie deficits to offset the indulging of some of the foods that you like. There's nothing wrong with that. That's completely normal. But in order to lose weight, especially if it's a large amount of weight, you need to have discipline and willpower. Those are the two most important things and why people fail on their diets. And you need to know, again, going into it, just to recap real quick, you're going to be hungry, deal with it. You will have cravings, walk past them. And at times you're going to question whether this is something you really want to do, or you're going to have low energy. Just push through, because that is momentary. And when you get through those tough situations, that is what ultimately inspires and motivates the next block of dieting, which leads to the next drop in the scale. So I wanted to come on, shoot it straight with you, tell you exactly how it is. Watch some of my other videos. I have plenty of other videos on here on how to calculate your maintenance calories, which I will link in the description below. I think that is a very good one to watch in conjunction with this. But any questions at all, leave a comment below. DM me on Instagram. See me on my website, www.eat4abs.com. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And Pat Infante, I am out.